Hi, welcome to Myers ASMR. I'm feeling a bit festive today. This is a just because cake. Just because. Thank you for joining me. If you cannot find a reason to feel good, then wanting to feel good is a reason to feel good. If you cannot find a reason to feel good, then wanting to feel good is a reason to feel good. I'm going to pick up with this juicy story. But first, I gotta cut this cake. This just looks amazing, right? I got it from Teixeira's Bakery. It's a Portuguese bakery. The lady said it was pineapple and vanilla. I thought maybe it was lemon, but doesn't that look fantastico? I love the way cakes smell. Whew. Well, let's not delay. Let's get into it. So the way I cut birthday cakes, or round cakes rather, is just slice it in half. Otherwise, it's hard to get like nice slices. The easiest way is to just slice it in half. And then it's easy from there. I just figured this out from years of cake eating and buying and baking. I used to bake a lot. My mom taught me as a kid, so. Oh my God, doesn't that look great? I think I'll take a piece right here. Don't you love a bakery that does everything? I mean, they make their own bread. They also make sandwiches and salads and soups. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Alright, let me get this out of here. Let me put this to the side. I just put it on top of my I put it on top of my GRE book, my GRE study guide, since I'm probably not going to be using it for a while. Well, let's not delay. Let's act like we want this thing. I have waited a long time for some cake like this. Check, check, check it. Check, check, check it out. I love icing. It's in my hair. And I just washed it. I keep a stack of napkins off to the side. So worth the wait. I'm so glad I went to the gym earlier today. And I had my veggie juice in the morning. Well, let's pick up where we left off with 50 Shades of Grey. Let's see, where are we? I think he's in the hardware store where she works. And she was waiting on him. And it seems like now the boss is calling her. Anna? Paul has materialized at the other end of the aisle. He's Mr. Clayton's younger brother. I'd heard he was home from Princeton, but I wasn't expecting to see him today. Excuse me a moment, Mr. Gray. Gray frowns as I turn away from him. Paul has always been a buddy, and in this strange moment that I'm having with the rich, powerful, awesomely off-the-charts, attractive, control-freak Gray, it's great to talk to someone who's normal. Paul hugs me hard, taking me by surprise. Anna, hi, it's so good to see you, he gushes. Hello, Paul, how are you? You home for your brother's birthday? Yep, you're looking well, Anna, really well. He grins as he examines me at arm's length. Then he releases me but keeps a possessive arm draped over my shoulder. I shuffle from foot to foot, embarrassed. It's good to see Paul, but he's always been over-familiar. When I glanced up at Christian Grey, he's watching us like a hawk. His eyes hooded and speculative, his mouth a hard, impassive line. He's changed from the weirdly attentive customer to someone else, someone cold and distant. Paul, I'm with a customer. Someone you should meet, I say, trying to diffuse the antagonism I see in Gray's expression. I drag Paul over to meet him, and they size each other up. The atmosphere is suddenly arctic. Paul, this is Mr. Gray. Mr. Gray, this is Paul Clayton. His brother owns the place. And for some irrational reason, I feel I have to explain a bit more. I've known Paul ever since I've worked here, though we don't see each other that often. He's back from Princeton, where he's studying business administration. I'm babbling. Stop now. Mr. Clayton. Gray holds his hand out, his look unreadable. Mr. Gray. Paul returns his handshake. Wait up, not the Christian Gray? Of Gray Enterprises Holdings? Paul goes from surly to awestruck in less than a nanosecond. Gray gives him a polite smile that doesn't reach his eyes. Wow, is there anything I can get you? Anastasia has it covered, Mr. Clayton. She's been very attentive. His expression is impassive, but his words. It's like he's saying something else entirely. It's baffling. Cool, Paul responds. Catch you later, Anna. Sure, Paul. I watch him disappear toward the stockroom. Anything else, Mr. Gray? Just these items. His tone is clipped and cool. Damn, have I offended him? Taking a deep breath, I turn and head for the register. What is his problem? I ring up the rope, coveralls, masking tape, and cable ties. That will be $43, please. I glance up at Gray, and I wish I hadn't. He's watching me closely, intently. It's unnerving. Would you like a bag? I ask as I take his credit card. Please, Anastasia. His tongue caresses my name, and my heart once again is frantic. I can hardly breathe. Hurriedly, I place his purchases in a plastic bag. You'll call me if you want me to do the photo shoot? He's all business once more. I nod, rendered speechless yet again, and hand back his credit card. Good. Until tomorrow, perhaps. He turns to leave, then pauses. Oh, And Anastasia, I'm glad Miss Kavanaugh couldn't do the interview. He smiles, then strides with renewed purpose out of the store, slinging the plastic bag over his shoulder, leaving me a quivering mass of raging female hormones. I spend several minutes staring at the closed door, through which he's just left before I return to planet Earth. Okay, I like him. There, I've admitted it to myself. I cannot hide from my feelings anymore. I've never felt like this before. I find him attractive, very attractive. But it's a lost cause, I know, and I sigh with bittersweet regret. It was just a coincidence, his coming here, but still, I can admire him from afar, surely. No harm can come of that. And if I find a photographer, I can do some serious admiring tomorrow. I bite my lip in anticipation and find myself grinning like a schoolgirl. I need to phone Kate and organize a photo shoot. Chapter 3. Kate is ecstatic. But what was he doing at Clayton's? Her curiosity oozes through the phone. I'm in the depths of the stockroom trying to keep my voice casual. He was in the area. I think that is one huge coincidence, Anna. You don't think he was there to see you? My heart lurches at the prospect, but it's a short-lived joy. The dull, disappointing reality is that he was here on business. He was visiting the farming division of WSU. He's funding some research, I mutter. Oh yes, he's given the department a $2.5 million grant. Wow. How do you know this? Anna, I'm a journalist. And I've written a profile on the guy. It's my job to know this. Okay, Carla Bernstein, keep your hair on. So, do you want these photos? Of course I do. The question is, who's going to do them and where? We could ask him where. He says he's staying in the area. You can contact him? I have his cell phone number. Kate gasps. The richest, most elusive, most enigmatic bachelor in Washington State just gave you his cell phone number? Yes. Anna, he likes you, no doubt about it. Her tone is emphatic. Kate, he was just trying to be nice. But even as I say the words, I know they're not true. Christian Grey doesn't do nice. He does polite, maybe. And a small, quiet voice whispers, perhaps Kate is right. My scalp prickles at the idea that maybe, just maybe, he might like me. After all, he did say he was glad Kate didn't do the interview. I hug myself with a quiet glee, rocking from side to side, entertaining the possibility that he might like me. Kate brings me back to the now. I don't know who will get to do the photo shoot. Levi, our regular photographer, can't. He's home in Idaho Falls for the weekend. He'll be pissed that he blew an opportunity to photograph one of America's leading entrepreneurs. What about Jose? Great idea. You ask him. He'll do anything for you. Then call Gray and find out where he wants us. Kate is irritatingly cavalier about Jose. I think you should call him. Who? Jose? Kate scoffs. No, Gray. Anna, you're the one with the relationship. Relationship? I squeak at her, my voice rising several octaves. I barely know the guy. At least you've met him, she says bitterly, and it looks like he wants to know you better, Anna. Just call him, she snaps and hangs up. She is so bossy sometimes. I frown at my cell, sticking my tongue out at it. I'm just leaving a message for Jose when Paul enters the stockroom looking for sandpaper. We're kind of busy out there, Anna, he says without acrimony. Yeah, sorry, I muttered, turning to leave. So, how come you know Christian Grey? Paul's voice is unconvincingly nonchalant. I had to interview him for our student paper. Kate wasn't well. I shrug, trying to sound casual and doing no better than him. Christian Grey is in Clayton's. Go figure. Paul snorts, amazed. He shakes his head as if to clear it. Anyway, want to grab a drink or something this evening? Whenever he's home, he asks me on a date, and I always say no. It's a ritual. I've never considered it a good idea to date the boss's brother, and besides, Paul is cute in a wholesome, all-American, boy-next-door kind of way, but he's no literary hero, not by any stretch of the imagination. Is Grey? My subconscious asks me, her eyebrow figuratively raised. I slap her down. Don't you have a family dinner or something for your brother? That's tomorrow. Maybe some other time, Paul. I need to study tonight. I have my finals next week. Anna, one of these days you'll say yes. He smiles as I escape to the store floor. But I do places, Anna, not people, Jose groans. Jose, please, I beg. I pace the living room of our apartment, clutching my cell and staring out the window at the fading evening light. Give me that phone. Kate grabs the handset from me, tossing her silken reddish blonde hair over her shoulder. Listen here, Jose Rodriguez. If you want our newspaper to cover the opening of your show, you'll do this shoot for us tomorrow. Capiche? Kate can be awesomely tough. Good. Anna will call back with the location and the call time. We'll see you tomorrow. She snaps my cell phone off. Sorted. All we need to do now is decide where and when. Call him. She holds the phone out to me. My stomach twists. Call Grey now. I scowl at her and reach into my back pocket for his business card. I take a deep, steadying breath, and with shaking fingers I dial the number. He answers on the second ring. His tone is clipped, calm, and cold. Grey. Mr. Grey? It's Anastasia Steele. I don't recognize my own voice. I'm so nervous. There's a brief pause. Inside, I'm quaking. Miss Steele, how nice to hear from you. His voice has changed. He's surprised, I think, and he sounds so warm, seductive even. My breath hitches and I flush. I'm suddenly conscious that Catherine Kavanaugh is staring at me, her mouth open, and I dart into the kitchen to avoid her unwanted scrutiny. We'd like to go ahead with the photo shoot for the article. Breathe, Anna, breathe. My lungs drag in a hasty breath. Tomorrow, if that's okay. Where would be convenient for you, sir? I can almost hear his sphinx-like smile through the phone. I'm staying at the Heathman in Portland. Shall we say 9:30 tomorrow morning? Okay, we'll see you there. I am all gushing and breathy, like a child, not a grown woman who can vote and drink legally in the state of Washington. I look forward to it, Miss Steele. I visualize the wicked gleam in his eyes. How can he make 7 little words hold so much tantalizing promise? I hang up. Kate is in the kitchen, and she's staring at me with a look of complete and utter consternation on her face. Anastasia Rose Steele. You like him. I've never seen or heard you so affected by anyone before. You're actually blushing. Oh, Kate, you know I blush all the time. It's an occasional hazard with me. Don't be ridiculous. I snap. She blinks at me with surprise. I very rarely have hissy fits, and I briefly relent. I just find him intimidating, that's all. Heathman, that figures, mutters Kate. I'll give the manager a call and negotiate a space for the shoot. I'll make supper, then I need to study. I cannot hide my irritation with her as I open one of the cupboards to make supper. I am restless that night, tossing and turning, dreaming of smoky gray eyes, coveralls, long legs, long fingers, and dark, unexplored places. I wake twice in the night, my heart pounding. Oh, I'm going to look just great tomorrow with so little sleep. I scold myself. I punch my pillow and try to settle. And that completes the story time for today. Catch me in the next one so we can see what happens next. Hey, if you like what I'm doing here, like and subscribe. Donate to my Cash App. Watch my next video, and may you find lasting happiness. Bye.